Hello everyone, welcome back to Hills and Hollers Homesteading and Prepping. It is Homesteader Mike, and look what's done. So the hoop coop is finished. Now the only thing I have to do now is, while I was out doing my running this morning getting some supplies, I completely forgot to get the spout that I need for the bucket to run the water in. I've got the bell water for it, I've got the hanger, the feeder for it. All I got to do is hang those, but I forgot the daggone spout for the bucket. I may just go ahead and run over and get it this evening and get it before they close. But let me show you what I did here. And by the way, so the chain with the hook on it, I brought the Kubota up here to move it. This thing does not travel well. And what I mean by it doesn't travel well, it's big. I didn't have any trouble getting it here. It's just not very navigable, if that's such a word. It doesn't navigate well. It's a pain in the butt. But anyways, it's up here. It's in one piece. It did hold together fine. I'm not worried about that. Now, first things first, I am right against the wood line on the back side, all the way around like that. So this is predator area right here. And laugh if you want to. First thing I did once I got here and got this thing set was I peed right along through here, because there's a game trail right here, and there's a little bit of a game trail right here. So I went ahead and peed up on the brush in both those places. I know it's a wonderful thing to know, but believe it or not, that acts as a deterrent as well. I hope to tomorrow, if the weather permits, we're going to go ahead and get our electric netting up around this, because we're not using it right now. It's just in the building. So we'll just go ahead and get the electric netting up around this and use it while we got the chickens up here. And that's that second layer of defense for them, because, you know, raccoons and stuff can chew through chicken wire, and nothing's going to lift this, but they can chew through it if they put enough effort to it. But I'm not going to allow them to even get in that close. So what we'll do is we'll just get them in here and get the fence put up around it, and I'll just do this whole top meta here, do a long run clear out there to the burn pile, and with as much of the fence as I can, and I'll just move them along through here. So I can move this thing by hand now that it's up here, and it won't be too difficult to move forward just the distance that I'm going to need to move it each time that they eat the grass down. So let me show you the setup in here. All right, 5-gallon buckets become the nesting boxes. And all I got to do is throw some hay or straw in there, or some pine chips, pine shavings, and they will be fine. They will use those, no problem whatsoever. And all I did was take a 2x6, and I used some wider washers and screwed it onto there. And then I used that galvanized plumber strap and strapped it to the cage, and it's solid. I cut half the bucket, cut half the lid. All right, so there's your nesting boxes, and yes, they will use those. Now, when you do something like this, you put nesting boxes and roosts. You always want your nesting boxes lower than your lowest roost, because chickens like to roost as high as they possibly can at night. And if your nesting boxes are even or higher than your roosts, they will set and roost on top of your nesting boxes and just fill them full of poop. And because they poop and sleep at the same time, so they will pile poop in here. So there's plenty in here. Now, this is the highest roost here. It's just a 2x4 that I notched out, put it on a cattle panel, used the same plumber strap, galvanized strap to put it to there. It's not going anywhere. The lower roost here, same thing. So I did the lower roost. They'll get up here, they'll go from here up to the tall one, and this is where most of them will roost. The bell water, I'll hang it from right back here. It'll hang down here. The hose will go right out the back to the bucket, and the water from the bucket, the pressure, will keep that bell water full. The feeder, I'll hang right here in the corner. I'll hang it right about here, so it hangs just like right here in the corner. But they will be on this grass, they will be eating this grass down, they will be digging, they'll get bugs and grubs and all kinds of little critters and stuff like that, and they'll be eating all this grass up. And as soon as this grass is cleaned up and cleared up, then we'll just move them forward. And I'll come behind them, and I'll lay a tarp down over where they were to keep the grass from coming back, help kind of super concentrate that nitrogen in that poop to get it composting really good, so it becomes both a grass barrier, weed barrier, and it helps accelerate the composting of that chicken poop. So the tarp is on. So let's see, that is north, that is south. So they got a north-south. The sun will come across, so they'll get sun through the day, not too much to get them too hot, but this provides a lot of protection from them from both sunlight, and it lets light in, but it lets it stay cooler in here. They're not going to be in here that long anyways. This hoop coop, see that gap right there? Because it's so long, that's one of the things you run into with uneven ground, is you'll end up with a gap. And that's a good place for predators to come in. And this isn't perfect up here by any stretch of the imagination. You're in West Virginia, so you know, flat ground is usually manipulated ground. That means somebody's made it flat because it ain't flat. And what we'll do is we'll again use the electric netting and put up around this, and that'll give them that extra protection there. Because once them predators come in here, let me tell you, I don't care if it's possum, coon, skunk, coyote, what, they touch that 10,000 volt freaking fence, they're out of here. I never had one issue with the meat chickens all summer last summer, and they're clear out there at the backfield, completely away from the house and in most human activity through the day. So I'm not worried about this. These are big girls. They got a big rooster with them. If he does his job, they'll all be fine, but we'll get the electric netting up around this anyway. If you got it, you might as well use it. It's that extra layer of protection. Now, once this is done, whoo, there goes the door. Once I get them up here, and I hope to do this by tomorrow, once I get them up here, because they're all out right now running around, sorry, and you're not going to catch these chickens. So I'll wait till tonight once they go in the coop. And sometimes they say it's better to put them in, you know, move them at night. I'll come out here first thing in the morning, and I got chicken crates. I'll just go in the coop before I let them out, and me and the wife will catch them and put them in the crates and bring them up here and put them in here. And this will be their permanent place for, well, at least for a while, to get them to do what we want them to do up here. Now this area, clear out here to the burn pile out there, and then down to about the edge right here. You can see it kind of rolls off here, so they're not going to get into here. But this is the area right here that I want. There's enough room to run them out one tractor width out all the way out through there, and then turn around and come right back, and this whole area here will be done and eaten down and covered, and should be good and composted by the time it comes time for planting corn. Mila, Jethro, get down here. Y'all ain't wood dogs. You're outside your perimeter now. Kids, puppies. But this is going to be where the corn's going to get planted. And I've got two varieties now. I got the yellow dent. It's called Reed's yellow dent corn. It's it's an heirloom strain, so it's not like the Franken corn that you see today. And I actually found an Appalachian heritage strain called Bloody Butcher that a friend of mine pointed out on a link that I shared about, you know, Appalachian heritage corn and heirloom corns and stuff. So I started reading on it, and it's called Bloody Butcher corn, and it is a heritage or heirloom corn from the Appalachian range. So I went ahead and ordered some of it, and I got it, and I think it just came today. So I want to plant both of those up here, and that way this becomes pig food. You know, so this becomes pig food at towards the end of the season. Down here, so the pigs will be down here just across the road there. Hopefully get this burned up before too long. But down here where all this is, I hope to plant that in like squash and pumpkins right out through there, because the pig's fence will come right just inside or just this side of the wood line, right along the edge of that, clear out and around. And if I can plant the squash and the pumpkins right there and the corn all up here, all my food's right here close, I can get it right to the pigs. And comes time to harvest it, we'll just start feeding them that and just let them finish out on that, and then we'll harvest them. And that's how we're going to do it. And if it works out well, I really hope to be able to get the pigs in here this year. Yeah, this being done, other than me just getting the water fixed because I'm a knucklehead, I can actually go out there and grab one of the buckets from the other chicken tractors, and I can do that and start this thing right now if I wanted to, but I'm going to wait till morning. And I'll probably just go ahead and use one of those other buckets for now because it's already made. But I'll get everything set up tomorrow, get the fence out here, get the chickens up here, and this is done. This project is done. Then I take the John Deere, I go down, I get the chipper put on the John Deere, I get my butt back up here, the bottom of the woods here, top of the bottom meadow, or the top of the bottom meadow. It's funny to say. And I'll start clearing that and chipping that as I go along, and then we'll start working on a fence. And that's going to be a project that's going to take a few weeks to get done, unfortunately, but it is what it is. And if I can get some feeder pigs in here and get them trained on electric and get them fed and turned loose in here, that's what we're going to do. That's the plan. The meat chickens will be here the first week of May, and it's going to be busy. But it's that goal of reaching the self-sustainability, self-reliance, and being able to produce as much as we can here. That's our whole entire goal. So that's going to be it for today, because it's a nice day. It's overcast. It's like 58 degrees, and it's perfect weather out here to get some stuff done, and that's what I'm going to be doing. And I'm not going to stop till dark. So, guys, thank you very much for the channel growth. We're up to over 160 some subscribers now. More interaction. People from Australia, South Africa, and all over the U.S. are commenting on here, and I love it. I love the subscriptions, and I love the interaction. People, you know, we look at each other as Americans and Australians and Canadians and Mexicans and all this other stuff, and we're all actually just humans, and we need to start acting that way and start treating each other that way. And we need to stand up against the people that we've put into office who take that power and let it go to their head, and they put us in situations, and they create situations that makes it harder for us to survive. They tax us and they tax us and they tax us, and they live in $700,000 yachts. They eat $100 pint ice cream, and they gloat about it, and they tell us how to live our lives. And we need to come together, and we need to start putting these people out, put their butts out on the streets. We're done with them. We need to take that power away from them. It is we the people, whether it be right here within the borders of the U.S. or within the entire circumference of the globe. We need to start working together, and we need to stand up and show unity amongst all the races, and just show these people that, you know, as a human race, we are stronger than they are, regardless of what party they affiliate themselves with. Folks, let's starve the system. Working together and helping each other out, this is what we can do. This is the kind of stuff that we can overcome, and just wipe these people out and get rid of these people and get them off of their thrones, their self-prescribed thrones that they've put themselves on, and take that power back. Live a better life. Live the life that God intended us to live by living off of the land, working with the land, and working with the animals, and creating or producing and processing our own foods. I'm going to get off my soapbox. Thank you guys so much. Please share this channel and these videos with people who are like-minded and who want to learn along with us. This is a journey for us that we're continuing to learn, and we hope to grow and help you learn as well. In the meantime, take care, God bless, and keep prepping.